myself Sangeeta Devi from GK Jain School, Raipura. To have a more update on our educational videos, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel GK Jain School. And if you like our videos, you can just like on it. We are going to continue with our chapter 12, Employee Training Method. In the Employee Training Method, in the last session, we were discussing about what is the training, meaning, and we were discussing about the definition which was given by the Edwin B. Flippo. And we discussed more about the training, the need for training, why there is a need, and what is the purpose of training. We discussed another 10 points, better adaptability. We discussed about all the 10 points in the last session. If you want to know, you can go to the YouTube channel and see the part 1 which have given the need for training. Now we move on to the next topic under the training method. In the training method, we move on to the next topic is steps in designing a training program. So what are these steps is being required in a designing a training program. So when I want to plan, if example some building I want to construct, first thing I will have a plan. Where the room should be, where the hall should be, everything I will plan. Likewise, I am going to give a training to my candidate. So the training should be given to a candidate who has been chosen, or it can be given for your existing employee also. Existing employee is that who is already working in the organization. So for to them or the candidate, we can give the training. So the training will be given for both of them when they are newly joined or for the existing employee also. So I should plan to whom it is necessary and for which level of the organization people it is necessary, where we have 3 different levels which we spoke about in the principles of management itself. Chapter 1, we discussed about the structures where we have 3 level of the people, the top level, middle level, lower level. This is all important to be recapped because we are going to use it here. Top level, middle level, lower level. In the top level people, who are all will be there? There you will be having a MD, chairman. Next, you will be having in the middle level managers and head of each department. Because we are going to spoke about all those things in this steps in designing a training program. That is why we are recapping at all those. In the lower level, you will have a supervisor. You will be having a subordinate. So this is what is the structure of the organization. Where we have 3 different levels. There are 3 different peoples. Where you can tell it as executive level or you can tell it as a supervisory level. And we have a lower level people who is doing the works. So this level of people, the first MD also can be given a training, or the chairman also given a training. Then we have going to move to the next updated technology. Information technology is growing rapidly in our day-to-day life. It is moving from one part to the next part. It is very easily growth is there. So it can be given for the MD or the chairman about the new information technology or new software which is going to be implemented. So the training can be given for any level of the organization. So first, this is what we want to know. Now we move on to the steps in designing a training program. First step we have is whom to train. Whom to train? We have different peoples, like we have a managing director, chairman, CEO and manager, head of each department, supervisor, subordinate. The company should decide to whom the training is to be provided. It can be provided for the newly joined person, that is a newly joined candidate, or for the existingly already is there, for them also training can be given. So the first thing they want to decide in the step of training program, they want to decide to whom the training is important or whom they require. That needs to be known. Now we have is that next step in designing a training program is who is the trainee. Trainee is the person who is getting the trained from the some other person about the particular job. If I place someone in the accountant, In the accountant posting, I place some 1. So in that accountant posting, they needs to be given a training. It is not easier, or it will be difficult to adopt to that kind of a nature of the environment and the working condition. Why? Because it is the organization level will be different, or it can be of a different industries. One will not be same in everywhere. Already I worked in a garment industry. Again, if I join in the garment industries, most of the accounts maintained will be similar. If they worked in a garment industry and they are moving on to the sugar mill or some other industry, and their accounting procedures or account maintenance will be different. So for that also they require a training. So for that reason only, newly joined candidate who is already having experience also is being given a training. So first thing, trainee is the person who is getting benefited or who learns how to handle the job, about a particular job. They will be trained by the trainer. Next we have is that who are trainers. The third step in designing a training program we have is who are trainers. There are more number of trainers are there. Where we have a different terms we will use it. What are the different terms we use it for trainer? We have educator, instructor, teacher, mentor, advisor, guru, coach, guide. We call them in a different ways. It depends on any organization. But these are the names that all comes under trainer. Trainer is the one who teaches the trainee. Teaches the particular job about the particular job to the trainee. They will be deciding about how to train them. If they are newly joined, they want to start from the basic. If they already have experience, it is not a compulsory or it is not necessary that from the basic it needs to be started. From the middle, whatever they know up to that level, from them we can gather the news, and after them we can give the other basic need of the training. Because the training only will decide that how effectively the work is going to be done in the organization. If the proper training is not given, what are the difficulties we will face it, that we discussed in the session 1 also. The need for training, why it is necessary. Because if they do not know how to handle the machine or something, it will lead to an accident. So that should be a proper training should be given. So the training will be given by a different named person. That was what a few of them I named. Coach, guide, teacher, instructor. We have different names. But they all comes under the name trainer. Because they are training something, some reason. We tell the teacher is also a trainer. Where the teacher teaches the students about a particular subject to the students to know more about the subject. So this is who are trainers. Whoever teaches the job or anything to the trainee, they are called a trainer. Next we have what method will be used for training. We have mainly two methods under this training, which we are going to discuss in the upcoming sessions about this training. But before going on to we want to know mainly what are the two methods we have. First one we have is the on-the-job training. Next we have is the off-the-job training. What is on-the-job training and what is off-the-job training? On-the-job training is that they will be teaching you along side by side, you will be doing the work also. So you will have a better learning because practically you are doing and learning in a better way. Where the teacher or instructor or a coach will guide you about the job and you will do it lively and have a practice also. So if you practice, automatically you will learn it in a better way. After learning in a better way, you will do it in efficient and effectively to have the growth of your career as well as the growth of the organization also. So on the job training is that the trainer will be present. He may be of a different person. He may be of a HR staff or he may be of a higher level person. Because if the supervisor needs to be trained, the manager also can train him. Or the HOD, that is the head of each department. We have a different departments like finance, production, marketing, sales. Any department person also can train the lower level people. If you go for the manager level person, the training needs to be given. It can be given by a chairman or a MD because they know the job what needs to be done. So they can also give a training to them. It is not compulsory that they only should give. We have other staff who are ready to train the person, who are higher, who are senior. They all will be giving the instructions or giving the guide to how to handle the jobs and what are the difficulties they will face and how to avoid all the difficulties will be instructed by them. So this is what will happen in the training. On the job is something that they will be learning by doing it lively on the practically, and it will be there at the actual workplace itself. Now we have a next type of the job training. So in the training mainly it will focus on two training I told. We have on the job the training itself, many examples can be given. Job rotation. The job rotation is that if I already am working in the finance department, let me take it off like example. I am working under the finance department, one person. They can be moved to the production department. So for that also the training is necessary because in the finance department only he has a lot of information and how to handle the jobs, everything will be known. But if the person is moved to the other department, production department, he will not know how to handle the jobs. So for that all the training is required. That is what the on the job training. Now we go for the off the job training. That is near the actual workplace or somewhere far away. This lectures or this coaching will be given to the person. It may be of any consultancy or any other person who will train the person instead of the organization, and after training is given, they will be placed in the organization. This is what off the job training. It is not compulsory. The organization people only needs to come and train the person. The other person who is maybe of a consultancy or any other person also can come and give their instructions and how to do the works also will be given by them. The lectures, example for the off the job training is lectures. We have a video conference learning also nowadays. E-learning is there, where the other person can also train the person instead of the organization people, and after training completed, they will be placed in the job. This is what off the job training, which will not be in the actual workplace, where they don't get a really how the work needs to be handled will not be known. Only they will have a practical knowledge about it, but really if they wanted to try it, it will be difficult. When they go and do it only they can know. Only theory pathway they will be knowing. Practically if they do it only, it will be easier for them to understand. So off the job training, I have told you e-learning, online lectures, that is all the off the job training. So these are the methods, main methods I am telling about. We have a on the job or off the job itself, we have a lot of steps or types that we will discuss in the upcoming session. So the first in the steps in designing and training program, the organization needs to decide for this candidate whether they are going to give on the job or off the job. That will be decided in the fourth step. Next we have is that what should be level of training. So in the level of training, we have three different levels which I told you: top level, middle level, lower level. For them, the level of training is also different. For the lower level, if they are newly joined, then they will be having an introductory training. So introductory training will be given for the lower level candidate because they do not have the knowledge, or newly joined the candidate also introductory training will be given to them. For the middle level, we have a manager, HODs. For them and all will be skill development training will be given. And we have for the higher level also, if they want it, they can have the training. For the effectiveness of their organization, they can also have a training. So depending on the level of the organization, the training given to them also will be different. For each level, we have a different training. When we go for lower level, if they are newly joined or already existing employee also, if they need, it can be an introductory training can be given to them. And for the middle level, skill development training. For the higher level, effective training can be given. So based on the level of the organization, training is also different. Now we have where to conduct the training program. That will be decided by the organization. The venue and durations will be fixed by the organization only. So where to conduct, venue and duration both will be decided by the organization. When the candidate can be called and where it can be fixed, both will be decided by the organization. So in the planning of a training program, this is all very important, because venue and duration is not fixed for 3 months, or it can be for 1 year. It differs on each job. So this is what is the steps in designing a training program. When they want to design a training program, first, to whom to train. Next, who is the trainee? Whether it can already existing employee or newly joined. Who are trainer? Trainer can be of any person, HR staff or higher level senior person. We have a trainer also different name. We have educator, instructor, coach, teacher, mentor, advisor, guide. We have a different names for them. What method? It can be of on the job or off the job training. And we have what should be the level of training. For the level of training, in each level of organization, the training is also different. Where we go for newly, it is introductory training. Middle, we have for managers and HOD, it will be given a skill development training. For a top level person, it can be effective training. Next, we have where to conduct, venue and durations needs to be fixed by the organization. So these are the steps in designing a training program. In the next session, we will start discussing about the training methods, where we have on the job and off the job, in depth the meaning and the classifications. We will see it in the next class. Thanks for watching.